But
Yeah, so
we're
both of
back
these
into it
teams
now.
really, so both these teams really highly take dispose, I believe. So that will probably be picked up first round, I imagine.
I
Probably
would
one of the later
expect it
ones,
to go
maybe.
in the first couple of picks, to be perfectly honest
Yeah,
here.
I would
In terms
imagine
of
somewhere.
probably because Bristleback will either be useless because of the Nether Toxin problem. He can't take tanky, so he's going to go Tidebringer, I would
Yeah.
expect. It's Tauntaun. He generally runs mid sort of stuff anyways. I can see that happening. I don't really see another good option for him, which probably means the Lich will pick up something like the Infernal Blade, I would expect.
Yeah, so the supports will generally be picking stuff like Reflection, Frostbite, Poison Attack, Ravage, Chain Frost, stuff like that. This is a very strong team fight orientated pool.
And we
You can see in
expect
the
the
ults.
hero swap between Blop and Lenska, right?
Oh yeah, I would expect everyone on both sides here are going to be
So then-
swapping up pretty heavily.
So then if Tauntaun does this, then our carries are Bristle, TB,
And
Marcy,
probably Marcy, yeah.
and Puck
Seemingly Marcy.
CM support. So Frostbite.
All right, so I
Block
was wrong
Ravage
on
protection.
that.
Oh,
They give
wow.
up the Infernal. That's quite strong going to the Puck there, and they take it in the Nether Toxin in favor, which does rule out a ton of the tank, or doesn't say rule out, but make sure the Dire can claim a ton of the tank.
Does he go sticky or just poison attack?
Yeah, poison.
Yeah.
It's very strong.
Blop
We've seen it already this game.
Yeah, Blop has been very vocal about how much he hates playing against poison attack. So
Oh, really?
Yeah,
very vocal.
this day has already been a brutal for poison attack. We see that earlier
I do
today.
fear no jungle are kind of like going too much on the single target lane dominating things though. I feel like G2OP might just start picking all the like ults now, like Chain Frost and stuff
The
like that, and
team
then
fight shit.
they just get out team for. Oh my! I didn't see that coming. Wow.
Why?
That's an pick on TB. Yeah, sticky.
So Blop wants to play Maiden, or
I'm not
He's
sure
usually
who will
gonna
be
play
swapping
Puck?
to what at this
probably
point.
them.
But
yeah, now I'm confused about who swaps.
Okay, let's wait for the draft
what does
to
he
go
get?
past a little bit.
oh, here we
Nature's
go.
Grasp?
Oh, that Viper is insane.
The Viper is going to be a problem. Metamorphosis out that, get that going.
That's
The
a support TB.
Reflection.
That's a support TB, yeah. Wow. Did not see that coming. I think, honestly, that's a wasted pick. I realize that the position of the Terrorblade isn't the best, but honestly, I think there was enough good support spells that you could have just went support on one of the higher ones and then pick carry on Terrorblade. I'm very surprised that they chose to go TB support. It seems like a waste to me.
Please pick a stun.
This is like working with your pubs or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, were we talking about how
like
how heavily they all love dispose, and it still hasn't been
Yeah,
picked yet.
But it's just
Well,
like
there's
looking like that's what I was saying when I first saw this pool. Was there are 3 stuns there, and the Dyers picked 2 of them.
Yeah, don't know. Very very odd pick so far. I'd say. This Viper looks like it's probably going to pop off though. I imagine with Meta and Marcio.
He's a monster.
I do like Bat Rider's pick up with the guaranteed and non-guaranteed stun to follow it up.
So Lich took the Vicious Nasal Goose just so Bristle couldn't use that, get that, and Warpath. Otherwise, that would have been ridiculous, obviously.
Yeah.
And
he
so
gets the
still picks up
Warpath anyways.
Yeah, but obviously it's nowhere near as good without the goo. So it's not as like it's not gonna keep up his stacks as well. But yeah, they've just been ignoring dispose. I'm very surprised at that. Generally, both these teams really favour it. And also, I'd say phase shift should have been picked up by now, probably. Like that's a very strong skill nowadays with the shard. But as I kind of feared, like the Dire do have a lot of team fight right now. Chain Frost was picked up. There's the dispose as well. Finally.
And this Doom's going to be allowed to devour Bristleback and Quill.
That's probably what's going to happen here.
He's incredible. Like there's no anti-heal, there's no nuke damage from Radiant. There's Infernal Blade, which is going to be annoying, but Doom's going to get away with a lot. Like what does he need? He just needs Vanguard, and he just runs at people.
I'm just so surprised with the Terrorblade and this Terrorblade support. It just seems so odd to me. Like it's a hero.
A waste of a hero potentially in terms of like such a good skill.
It has to be, yeah. I feel like. Well, it's either that or 3 position, which is possible, but I don't really see him doing much for him.
Bristle mid.
Marcy.
It looks like Marcy should be 3, but could be 1.
I'd say 1 at this point, yeah. And then maybe like Puck 3. I'd say, maybe.
See, that's the thing. I think TB is going to be 3. If Marcy's going 1, I think TB's 3, and then the Puck Maiden are supports.
What they could also do is put the Bristle one, kind of like Conquer one that's been quite popular recently. and then like put like puck mid or something like that, and just use it as kind of like a lane destroyer, so that he definitely wins mid type thing. And then put the Marcy 3. That's possible as well.
I guess that's one upside to this kind of draft. You know, not going the expected, but keeping every hero open into multiple roles.
I just don't see how they deal with this Viper too easily. Like, they need to get a lot of jump on him, and then he still has phase shift. I can't believe they let him have phase shift as well.
And Doom has Sunder. Oh my god.
I'm gonna say the Viper is going to output a huge amount of damage. The Doom is going to be basically unkillable. The Bat Rider is going to come in and just hold people in place forever. And if he gets 2 or 3 targets there, that's an instant death with his ult.
I'd say the Marcy looks like it's strong, but considering they have Nether Toxie on the enemy team, it's not as strong as you think.
No, it's going to just be destroyed by the Nether Toxin.
Honestly, I look at this and I feel like if Blop's team don't win like 2 out of 3 lanes in the first 10 minutes, they just get run over by teamfight.
Yeah, it's just...
Even if they do win, they're going to get run over by teamfight. Like, Dire's teamfight is just so much stronger.
Well, I'd say that
like they do have lane domination skills. They've got like Poison Attack, Infernal Blade, Sticky Reflections, annoying. Tidebringer is going to win a lane. So they do have the tools to win their lanes. They need to not get outplayed.
I do think they need to win early on, otherwise this Viper's just going to pop off. And I actually feel like I don't see this often, but I feel like no jungle Blop stack actually got outdrafted here.
Yeah, and it's not like usual where it feels like they're on a timer, right? This is more of a they need to win early because they need kind of like an alchemist net worth lead over their opponents. They need like 1 or 2 items up on their opponents to win team fights. Like whether that's BKB or Glimmer or Force Staff or whatever, they need to be ahead to win.
Yeah, like I just say like this Viper, if it gets to late game, who's going to match him like on the enemy team?
It would have been the Terrorblade, but he's just not the hero that he should be, right?
I don't understand, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he must be. He is a core actually on Terrorblade. He's position 3. So Gareth was right. But Blop is playing the position 3.
That's the weird thing, right? And that's probably what confused us so much. And why I said it's like an upside. They can put all these heroes in any roles, and I guess if the players can go there, then it's a benefit to have.
Oh, there's one benefit of AD here. A lot of us can play all these different roles, right? So there's only a few of them on these teams that generally prefer a mid or a safe role kind of thing, and very few people prefer to play support.
Do you think this is a consequence of them losing 2-0 in the upper bracket, and now they're in lower bracket, and they've had some internal issues and changed roles?
So I do have I do have some inside information about that actually. They have been considering I've had
Are they dropping someone
yesterday. No, there's nothing like that. It's just so basically I was chatting to them all yesterday. We were like discussing while in the match and stuff like that. Or after the match they had. And basically they were just thinking about what they could do better. Because obviously something's not been working out very well for them, so they kind of just like thought about switching things up a little bit. So that maybe this is an outcome of that. They're trying the block 3 and the fastest 1 position.
So do you think this is because fastest is quite a greedy 3 and Blop is a very greedy 1, and now they're trying to kind of move the very greedy into a less greedy and the greedy into a more greedy?
So Blop has been playing a lot of kind of like 3 and 4 position that I've seen in his pubs. Mainly because he plays a lot of solo queue recently on his Smurf, and so you can't really play 1 in solo queue because everyone tries to play 1. So it might be just like all this practice that he's been doing.
Okay. I mean, otherwise lanes as we expect, right? God Beloved Lich mid against the Bristle.
Yeah.
It's just the TB and the Marcy that swapped. And Maiden puck both supports.
Yeah, very strange, but let's see if it works out for them. Maybe this new strategy will throw G2OP off.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Blop's sticky build. He's actually got some pretty good skills.
Yeah,
just sticky napalm with Nature's Grasp is a lot of damage and the slow.
It's a huge amount of damage. A couple of points in the sticky, 1 in the natures, and you'll be able to run at people no problem.
Yeah, and TB's a very fast model with a lot of armors, obviously, so it's still pretty decent once he gets mana boots. His only problem with like a build like this is that his mana pool is just kind of bad.
Well, the other problem I have with it, and these guys know this, like, we're literally talking about it earlier, is just sticky builds fall off so much.
Well, that's why it's a 3, I assume. Obviously, when you don't mind your 3 positioning falling off a little bit, like, as long as you have like a strong 1 and 2.
Yeah, I always get confused with sticky builds, like item builds. When we see Bat Rider like normally, naturally, he's that boots of travel BKB 20 minutes and I'm ready and I'm just killing people and I'm going to be the tempo setter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand he needs arcane boots here on the TB, but I don't know about going blink BKB. Does he need the blink?
Well, he's trying to play into the ult more than the sticky.
Okay.
Yeah, blinks
So
in
I don't know
with
if
the
that's
ult there
correct.
quite nicely.
Top action, Fish might be. Yeah,
He's
Fish
trying to run down Fish.
Bottom's dying.
Oh,
I'm GateNewall. You've just achieved
and all over the
blood.
place here.
Thanks and have fun.
Yeah.
Do run down
Puck trades
top
out
there.
for the Doom.
Ooh, now the CM's in trouble.
Does he have a range? He's got dispose, but range is pretty low.
Yes, very tiny.
So yeah, Faust is getting first blood. Now he's got himself courier full of nothing. Oh, Lenska's brought his eye. I was like, where the hell is all his gold gone? He's got boots and soul ring. Nice.
Yeah. It's the Lenske courier situation.
My second courier with a TP.
Yeah, exactly. He comes faster. But yeah, looks like Godbeloved is doing a very good job mid though. Currently 17-4 compared to 12-2.
That's so hard
But
to
the
lane
other
against
lanes-
that nether toxin, right? Especially mid, because you just throw it down right in that one spot and everything just disappears and Bristleback can't get close enough to use the Tidebringer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also an issue like Nether Toxin counter pushes. One of the strengths of Tidebringer is you push the lane and go farm small camp. But because you've got this Frost Blast Nether Toxin just being spammed constantly, you don't have that wave push to go farm small camp.
Top again?
Godbeloved does.
No, that's how he's good. Okay. But yeah, in terms of the other lanes, it looks like both the safe lanes on either player's side are currently winning. Faustus is kind of destroying the Doom right now in terms of CS, and then similarly, the Viper's slightly ahead over Blop.
I'm actually kind of impressed with the net worth of the Mercy here in terms of.
It was the
If
first
we
one.
were alone, this could be a bit of a problem.
Also, it's kind of hard for the Doom to contest a Anchor Smash. Melee versus Anchor Smash is very difficult.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Doom's decided to go boots. I really would have loved to see like just a Vanguard or a Hood Rush, something that lets you just stick in lane. Because he doesn't have a stun, he doesn't have a slow, he's fully reliant on spamming Quill Spray, for which you need a Soul Ring. So then you need HP regen to pick that back up. So yeah, Phase Boots Bassi I'm not a big fan of.
He's also just had Devour off cooldown for like a very long time right now. I don't know why he's not just using it off cooldown.
Oh,
Ooh, all the while top, the real fun comes out. Crystal
Yeah,
here in a lot of
just
trouble,
like
but
that.
will be able to get out there. Just barely. One last tower hit would have been enough.
Yeah, it looks like it's going quite well for no jungle at this point, although mid is still, like we said, quite in favor of the Lich.
but this is where we expect them and they need to be, right? If they were doing worse than this, then we'd be super worried. But the fact that they are here is like satisfactory kind of level, you know, maybe better than that. Just it's always a bit of all right. But it still feels like they need to be a little bit further ahead. You know, another couple of kills in lane, get Faustus this perfect start, and then they'll be in good shape to take these fights around. You know, the Ravage and stuff like that. Chain Frost,
Yeah.
Martial.
Yeah, I do say that Faustus as one position comes online quite fast. Obviously, with the Anchor Smash and the Overgrowth, he can like fight quite early compared to a normal position one. So maybe they'll look to like group up after Faustus gets like one item or something like that. Although I do say like as we said before, the Dyer's team fight is very strong, so it's kind of hard to like do the whole 5-man pushing towers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
The thing I can't
Yeah, it's gonna be like hero.
is what is this Marcy's item in terms of this is the position one, killer. What is she going to be going for?
There's a lot of potential things. Armlet, Deso, Blink Dagger if you want to just jump in.
Hold that
BKB.
thought. They're going on top. CM again, just able to link out with that illusionary orb, and they will bring down the Viper.
And looks like the other one as well.
Sticky,
Tight.
doing work.
Man.
Dispose back, but
Well, this is GateNewall.
yeah, Lich is a
Looks
little
like
too
this.
late.
Double kill.
Looks like this block position 3 is paying off currently.
The level 3 sticky.
Hog.
It's very, very strong. We'll see it be very active in the next couple of minutes, and then it should drop off after that if if they're doing their job right.
I mean, like he has the freezing field, blink BKB. He can do quite a lot of damage even later on. And like personally, I like to see him start going for like aura items and kind of like position 3 items rather than all this greedy stuff. Like if he gets like oh what's it called, the
They see him sitting there, so they jump him,
good.
dispose him back, put him into the thing. He's got to pop the wand there, and he'll have the ult, so he'll just throw it down. But immediately he gets doomed up.
Deny?
Oh,
Oh,
no,
no.
deny. No, deny. But yeah,
Does
I
Copper
prefer
die
him to
here?
go the
They've
Wraith
got
back.
poison
No,
on
no.
him.
Now they gotta force him back. Dispose will do the damage though. Oh my gosh! Just
Yeah,
depleted. That's 3
Level
levels
4
into the
Frost
dispose.
Blast, man.
Yeah, that's another thing we didn't talk about actually. On Lich, Frost Blast is also extremely strong because it scales quite well with the talents.
The talent, yeah.
Yeah, the level 10 talent and the level 15 talent make it very usable later on. But yeah, like I was saying, I'd like Blop to get like team items, maybe like Lotus or maybe a Wraith, just the straight Wraith Pact or something like that.
Real question is how
he's
many
gotta
gold talismans is Godlove gonna end the game with here?
If Twisted tells me anything, it's that 4 is the right number.
So you don't want Blop to go BKB?
I mean, that's the greedy route, obviously, the blink BKB, but I just feel like it's kind of just too much. It's kind of too like perfect scenario type thing, because remember it's a 90-second cooldown, and also even with BKB, he can still be doomed. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like it's very greedy and like Blop looking at like, oh, this is gonna get, everything's gonna go right. They're all gonna be positioned, all in the same position, and everything like that. And just, I don't know.
This is why I think he's got a couple of different things in his stash, right? So he's got the shard in there as well as I believe a Lotus Orb or maybe a Lincoln's.
Lincoln's there.
For that given Doom scenario.
I just have this feeling that if he like I'm gonna recant my previous statement about going blink, because I think if he goes blink BKB here, then at the same time you're gonna have Ags BKB Bristle and whatever this is on the Marcy, something BKB. And if you have these 3 BKBs, you know, 16, 17 minutes into the game, after your first kind of initiation or tanky stat item, then that's going to allow you to win 2, 3, 4 fights in a row against big team fight ultis, which they need. So I would honestly love, as long as his other cores go BKB and they kind of synchronize it together, I'd love that.
Ty's getting gone on top as well.
Just trying to. That's going to be enough damage though.
Frisky disky.
Lich is trying to come in to help.
Frisky boys there.
Which seems to be a little bit too late, that Lich.
The bat's coming as well.
He's got Arcane Rune and Doom in 5 seconds. Someone's dying top, that's for sure.
Yeah, it looks like it's blocked.
There we go. Good stun opening. Great blast to start with.
Lich
will finish it up.
That last auto attack, just enough.
Yeah, Lich with 90
more as well.
97 damage on a right click from Lich. That's no joke.
No, it's pretty strong.
He's level 10.
Going to continue to chase here. They're looking for the CM. Dispose back again.
Can he get the bat? No.
He will illusionary out. Oh, but he gets caught by the Ravage on the very edge there.
It's like, how are they meant to fight into this? They get 3-man Ravage, now they get doomed. Bristleback's TP'd up here, and he's just going to have to like run back and farm triangle. TB will be able to take the lane.
They just wasted Doom essentially, because he just had to walk back. He just walked back. So that is one thing. They did waste the Doom for pretty much no reason.
And Marcy's farming?
Yeah, the Marcy's doing very well at least. So that is one thing they have going for them.
Do we have any clue what this Marcy's item is going to be at this point here? Or do you see they picked up the Morbid Mask?
Got the Orb of Corrosion. Like I say, I'm not sure yet. I still personally think I'd go for like the Blink and BKB maybe.
Oh, coming in mid there, leaping forward. Wants to join the fight with the Overgrowth.
Oh, this might not be good for him.
Chain Frost comes
Chain
out,
Frost.
hits
Stops
3 and then
bouncing.
stops.
That was not the ideal Chain Frost there, unfortunately. But he does go down on faster. They get Gobble Love.
Oh, come
And there's the tip.
shit tips. I love it.
And Blop gets the top tower during this.
All the while, it looks like Doom is going to try to smack in bottom tower here. They got the catapult wave, so he's going to pull the aggro off.
This does open up the top jungle for no jungle to kind of like take over now, if they so wish. It's just quite a standard thing for like teams, I'd say, to do. Is just kind of like take the offlane tower and then just like exert their pressure over the other team's jungle.
Yeah, but you're right. Both of these team fights, like looking at just the metrics, it's like dead even gold change, dead even experience. Both teams got like 800 gold and 1700 experience that previous fight, but the Dire are the ones using Doom and Ravage and Chain Frost, and the Radiant are just using bodies.
Yeah. Just throwing bodies against the meat grinder.
Yeah, like slowing down this Viper, pretty important. Same with the Lich.
Yeah, this Viper is not having a game right now. He's 0-3. It's like he doesn't. I don't really know why he's team fighting as much as he is. Maybe he feels like meta plus the ult is kind of like strong and by itself.
But it's like your other four should be fighting while you are like you should be playing like a TB, right? Just AFK farming, getting to your first item, and then join for tower takes. But right now he's in no position to take an objective.
Well, obviously TB, a normal TB model naturally farms way stronger than this Viper.
Yeah.
Especially because he has a max corrosive skin. He should have max corrosive skin for the farming, but yeah. Like I say, he seems to want to team fight quite a lot more than.
I'm not sure about Maelstrom into Pike on the Viper either.
I like the Dragon Lance at least, but yeah.
Dragon Lance, sure. Then you can disassemble into BKB and if you want Manta, but
yeah, I think Manta would be very good on this. This Viper.
Trying to deny the bottom tower. They leash down to 3 of them there. Big bow will connect.
If Radiant can just disengage, losing 1 support, they're super happy with this.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, if they can all just get out except Fish. Or maybe Fish will as well.
Like they even pop Unleash.
Oh, Fish has got that.
Fish here. Nice Ravage though.
Oh, the Ravage. Useful Ravage.
There's the Chain Frost they were looking for.
Fight. It's the dream.
Yeah, this was the problem that we were saying about though. It's just like Radiant just picked, Dar just picked up all the team fight.
Yeah.
Whereas Radiant was picking up all these single target spells like Poison Attack, Infernal Blade, just stuff like that. It's just like Dire was busy picking team fight ults, and this is the advantage of doing that.
And it feels like this is where they should all be screaming, "We need freaking BKBs, guys!"
Yeah.
Like I just want to see BKB queued up by every core on Radiant.
Looks like the TB is just going for the BKB first instead of the Blink as well. He looks like he's just going, nope, I need that Blink, I need the BKB. And he's got the second part to it now.
I think it's right.
Yeah,
I've changed my mind like 3 times on this now. You know, I didn't like the Blink to begin with, and I didn't like the... But after seeing that team fight and realizing that the words I said weren't emphasized enough how strong they were going to be in these 5v5s, yeah, I think the BKB first, definitely.
I find this quite odd though. Bristol's gone Agnum Scepter first item. With just Gush.
Just looking to push out.
Huh.
Full push it looks like. He's gonna, Tidebringer push. But
yeah.
Not gonna lie, for some reason I thought Bristleback had nasal goo, and that's why he was going Ags, but it is just Gush, isn't it?
Yep, just Gush. Which is questionable, I'd say. I'm not sure.
I'm just trying to think like what he could have easily gone Shadowblade BKB, Armlet BKB.
Well, the one reason is Ags does reduce the cooldown on Gush, but I don't know if that's kind of like, and that's obviously helps with his ult, but I don't know if that's enough really. I don't know if that that would justify it in my mind.
I guess you can consider it a farming item, right? Like watch him, he goes Ancients, he gushes them all, Tidebringer slap.
A few seconds later,
I mean,
Tidebringer
sure, but
again.
you have Tidebringer, so kind of like, do you need a farming item? You know what I mean? Like, you have Tidebringer, and that's your farming skill already. It's kind of like you don't really need a farming item with Tidebringer.
But it could get to the point like after BKB he goes Daedalus, and he just one hits the entire enemy team.
Yeah, maybe.
Gush Tidebringer with a crit.
I mean, if that happens, I'll be very happy because that sounds pretty fun. But I'll wait until I see it.
I think you're right here, though. I'm pretty sure every single core here is queued up a BKB on Radiant's side.
They need it. They can't fight into Ravage Chain Frost without it.
I legit think Fish or Faustus, like someone in that bot lane who was dying in the fight, was like, we all need BKBs. We've all died. We need BKBs now.
I'd say so. Faustus is.
Oh, Mercy gets caught out.
Oh. Yeah. Doesn't look good for him.
Doom.
They did use a lot for that though. They used the Doom and the meta. Pretty big stuff.
Yeah, the Halberd makes sense. I think he's probably regretting the Orb of Corrosion though, because it slowed everything down so much.
Yeah.
Like he would love to have Halberd now basically, and then be on his way to BKB already.
He's just got so many small items that I don't think he really needs, especially his position 1. Like he went Soul Ring, Wand, Orb of Corrosion, and also the Morbid Mask. It's just so much stuff. Like it's like 3k gold worth of just small items. It's obviously hurting his farm as well because he's just not really
They
getting
spot
there.
the Viper up top.
Yeah.
Dire need to come here ASAP.
Nope, one TP's coming in,
Oh,
but it's
he's
not going to
dead.
be nearly enough.
Yeah.
Block's too strong.
You are not surviving.
It's the sticky, right?
That's-
He gets 2 stacks on him and does that ult, and you're just done because you can't walk out
Yeah.
of it.
Now, that's kind of important because it was already a good. I was watching the ultis come off cooldown. There's already like 20 seconds that Dire had kind of wasted repositioning on the map. Then Viper's dead for 30. So you're looking at a minute now where the Radiant have had so much space to farm while Dire ultis are up and they're kind of ready to fight outside of Doom. So Dire have got to regroup and really
And they're
go
not
at it.
farming. Right now, they're all just sitting here wondering what to do.
Well, that's the reason, right? They wanted to fight. They were getting ready to fight. Then Viper dies. They're still ready to fight, but they can't fight without Viper. So they're kind of lost and wondering what to do exactly. But they do have all this vision that sees Radiant right now, so they need to smoke and go.
Well, they all kind of TP to defend him, but we're not in time, so now they're just kind of sitting there, you know, like, no, like you say, just like not knowing what to do.
And there's
Like
the
I said,
smoke
this
you
is kind
called
of
for. Tide just brought it out.
It's all too slow, right? You know, this is 2 minutes now where they should have been taking team fights and pushing mid tier 1, but they've not had the chance.
Doom is picking up his Radiance right now, so that's quite a big power spike.
Ooh,
Maybe they'll go then.
nice.
Haven't really seen much of this Doom yet, but he's slowly
ready?
getting up there with farm.
Just look at how much room
creeping up.
Radiant have. They push bot, they push mid. They're farming top and the jungles. Dire is still kind of just waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, they're slowly getting into smoke position, which they're going to do now. But yeah, it's just kind of like very slow, and they've just
now-
given like.
It's now
Right.
3 minutes.
The smoke.
3 minutes since they should have. It would be another Ravage they'd have ready now.
Yep. Now they do have this deep ward over by the Dire tier 1, which is how they're spotting out people.
The scan
And they're going
hits.
to go into the enemy. Oh, I don't know
Marcy
if I
will
like
be the
this. They're
first
going to
one
swap
they
smoke.
see, though.
The one guy without BKB.
Oh no.
We'll get going on. Doomed.
I don't think they defend this. They should. He's
Blob's
gonna do it.
running in. BKB ult.
Oh, it's
Jolt.
huge. Lot BKB god.
3 heroes down because of that ult. Gobbler's got a BKB and Sunder. Or sorry, he doesn't have
I
the
don't
BKB
think
there.
they will, man. Oh, they can.
That's the hood I'm missing there.
Killing spree.
So much
I
magic
will
damage.
ignore your email number of kills.
Yeah.
Called it,
Tauntaun and block doing the
BKBs.
combo there. Yep.
Yeah, I got BKBs, you can win those fights.
I do think it's very optimistic of G2OP to do the smoke gank there, though, right next to the enemy tier 1 that they still have up, and onto the Dire, like the basically Fort Knox of Dire, which is the triangle.
I think they kind of like
Very optimistic.
served themselves in the foot there in terms of they scanned it out immediately to the left, saw that someone was there, and was like, we gotta go kill that person. And
Yeah.
you know, now they're walking right by the tier 1, as you say, to do it. Instant response.
I think they were hoping that it was just like one person that was like farming the triangle, and maybe like Faustus or something like that, and they could get a quick pick off. But instead, it was the entire enemy team, so it's kind of unlucky, I suppose.
It's one of those weird spots where they had bottom jungle double warded, top jungle double warded, and it
Radiant
feels
smoking.
like you should be playing to where you know the enemy is, but you should pretty much always be playing towards your vision no matter what.
Yeah, looks like the bat's gonna get caught up.
He's done.
Will they catch the other one here? And the Viper is in the area. Doesn't look like
Because let's say they smoke.
Oh, they see him
Was Viper
now.
caught? I think he's
Trying
fine.
to chase it down. Sticky for
Too
the
far from
slow.
the spot.
The road.
This is a bit too far. Get back.
Because let's say they smoked bottom into the Radiant jungle there, where they had double wards. If they don't find anyone, okay, they move towards mid and try and take tower. But if they find someone, they're playing under their own vision, they see stuff coming. But they play into enemy triangle where they have no wards. They're playing into darkness.
Yeah.
Okay, the scan connects, but you have no idea what's up that hill. And then
Yeah,
you see a
as
freaking,
found out.
you just see a freaking blop with a BKB and like,
I'm in
Yeah.
danger.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Using the soundboard. Using the soundboard to full effect there.
That lets them get
Yeah,
the
like,
Roche
That's
here.
really worse. Yeah, they're just completely out of position to defend this now. Like, they have no idea.
Yeah, I don't even think they know what's going down.
No, they don't. They're just kind of like. It looks like they're a bit shell shocked now. They don't know what to do. They're kind of just like standing around behind Viper.
Dota's a big mental game. When you get, sort of shook up like this, it's hard to shake it off and get back into what you should be doing. It's like a task list you got to go through in your brain, right? When you get off that task list, it's hard to get back on.
And it's got to be even more painful. Like, you could see that they knew what they wanted to do, and they just never had a chance to do it. And it was like 16 minutes 30, where they had everything ready apart from Doom, and they wanted to go. Then they get in position, Viper dies, and it just has this massive knock-on effect where they're now 3, 4, 5 minutes behind. They lose another fight, and they're 2k net worth behind. But I wouldn't completely rule them out.
I'm not ruling anyone out
have
at this
so
point
much
yet.
high ground defense, it's actually insane. Now, Blink Ravage is there for Tide. He has that opportunity to surprise them.
Viper is 1,000 away from BKB as well. That'll be a huge hit for him, obviously. And like I say, like even with like mediocre farm, which he clearly has right now, this Viper can still take over late game.
Nice Sunder bottom.
It's not enough.
Oh, they're not going to be there in time though. The Tide TP bot with a Lich, and they wanted to try and turn, but they were too slow.
Yep.
Just always seems to be the case where they're just a little out of position here in terms of not being able to get to quite the right place at quite the right time here.
But we see how much how much map advantage now that the Dire has, just because they've destroyed so many towers. They've gotten both mid towers, both the top towers. Basically, the Dire can't farm in their own jungle anymore because Radiant still has both their tier 1s up for that area. And looks like they're going to go for a bottom tier 2 as well, the last one.
Smoke up, breaks, they know someone's there, they grab the Tide.
Nope.
Leaps in, the Ravage is
no,
out.
He shouldn't have Ravaged there, that's a waste.
Yeah,
Doom's coming back in, boat's thrown out. That seems like a waste too, but that's a BKB and Tauntaun just to run away.
I kind of agree and disagree. Like, it looks like a bad Ravage, but I think he has to Ravage there, and his team has to be there to back him up and fight.
Yeah, but I think there's a bit of miscommunication, like you say. It's like, maybe
he's the one with Blink.
He
shouldn't be breaking blind high ground when he's the Blink initiator, right?
He should have been sat farther back,
Yeah, it should be like Bat Rider or someone who's breaking vision there. So, like someone with buyback even. A Bat has buyback. It should have been Bat walking high ground. If he dies, he buys back. They Blink Ravage, they fight.
Yeah. It seems that like G2OP were playing the early game really well, and they've kind of fell apart a little bit after that. A few mistakes. They just kind of let it hit their confidence a bit too much.
Just gotta press your buttons.
Just press your buttons. That's it. It's easy.
If only it was that easy.
Just win.
Come on, it's not as simple as just win. You just gotta press your buttons, you know. Just cast your spells.
Cast your spells and win. And then the enemy team doesn't cast their spells, and you win.
Yeah. It's also really sad for them that Roshan was taken so early by Radiant, because I feel like that's where Dire could excel, fighting around Roche with tanky Doom, frontlining, people with team fights behind them. Yeah. Because they want these closed areas to fight in.
Well, so they just didn't have the vision of it when it was happening. They didn't really. If they knew about it, they could have fought it easily, even with the the lost fight before that. But unfortunately, they didn't know. Viper does have BKB though, so we'll see if that changes anything.
Marcy's walking up into the
doesn't pick up the shard. Yeah, Marcy has no fear.
They're in the area. They got the rod onto the.
He doesn't care.
Bristol still has Aegis for a minute.
Doesn't care.
Yeah, he does.
8-second BKB Aegis, 20 wand. I get the D ward high ground. There's a nicer deep one though that does still give vision of triangle.
It's actually a great little ward position right there. I love that one. It's very often never dewarded.
They're just boxing them in right now though on Dire. Like they just can't leave their high ground.
It's smoke time. Like they have one smoke in. Oh, they've got 2 smokes on them, Bat and Tide, and they've got 1 smoke in shop still. But they need to come like.
They can't just stay there.
They need to like come out of top lane towards their top Dire ward and try and play from that top jungle into the map, because just being stuck in base like this sucks. You're not doing anything.
Yeah, 30 seconds on Aegis. I think they should do something as soon as it runs out. Otherwise, they're just going to be sat in this position like the whole game and just no jungle, just going to like completely like trishing them out. I'd say Godblood has also gone for quite supportive items. He's gone for Aether Lens, Rod of Atos, now going for the Ags, which is a bit less supportive, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the Atos. I kind of expected him to go this like Ethelens, Kaya Sandra or something, you know, or even a Bloodstone or something that lets you scale and you're a mid lane damage dealer through magic, or your core hero.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about this Lich build, I would say, is how I would play is get travels and just, you know, keep TPing around, chuck another toxin on the wave, and then you can like get a blink maybe and just blink straight out, so you're never in danger. It's a very good split pushing tools. He's just not really utilizing them.
Does Dire have Wraith Pact yet, by the way? They don't, right?
Not that I can see.
Because Maiden has had one for quite a while now.
The Doom has queued it up, and he has pretty much the goal for it. So if he wants to get,
there's the smoke you're calling. It's a little too late, and it's going out the wrong door.
Well, their vision expired top right, so they're doing the right thing, playing into the vision. This is the move.
Fish might die for this.
Like,
no, that's fun.
No, it's fine. Like when you smoke, you literally 90% of the time want to be moving towards a ward you have on the opposite side of the map. Even if you know the enemy's in the fog, you still want to have the fight happen under your ward, so that's where you want to be.
Block is getting caught
out.
The target. BKB though.
BKB. Now we decide to go back in. The whole team's behind him.
It's still go time, I think.
That's really risky though, isn't it?
There's the
Ravage. This is Dire's fight. Just gotta keep catching. Just gotta keep catching more. Just run. Ignore fish. Run more.
Or kill fish, whichever.
Yeah, it's like everyone else can clean up fish. Just keep running forward.
They have to get back though, because all this while Faustus is pushing top tower. So this is the thing though. They want a team fight. They have to get something off of this now. They have to get a tower or something. They can't just take those two kills and just like do nothing with it now. They need to like try and push something. Otherwise, it's just all for nothing.
Yeah, that's why it sucks. There's no Roche for them to go towards. They should have had tier 1 tower, you know, a good 15 minutes ago. But that ship has sailed, and I feel like I'm a broken record going on about that. 16 minutes and 30 seconds in, back in my day, they would have gone for tier 1 tower.
Looks like this Ags for Tauntaun is really paying off, though. I have to say, it looks very effective.
Oh no, Viper, you cannot be there.
Oh no.
Does he get taken out? That's a good coil.
Good route.
And Tauntaun's damage. It's just massive.
Got BKB.
Finish him. Oh.
He's trying to get away there. Good blink
Fish
out
is
away.
pretty good.
Yeah, Fish is
good ult on the back too there. Bouncing around. Hit 2, 3.
Oh, nice play there.
Marcy is so low.
The Wraith Pack
position 3, too good.
That Wraith Pack just won them a team fight completely.
I was gonna say, that item is just OP as hell.
Yeah, Wraith Pack is understandable.
It's getting
Marcy
nerfed. It's getting
Marcy
nerfed.
was like 50 HP like 3 times in a row in that fight.
Yeah. It looks like the block position 3 is paying off here. They're going to go for Roche now, just respawn.
It's so lucky for them too.
Perfect. What's the insta spawn?
Yeah, like they walked towards it and they just summoned it.
Okay, Dire Team's cursed. It's not their fault, guys.
Yeah, we can't praise Blop. Blop did nothing here.
The only way it could have been
no
worse
one
is
wants
if a
the
DD
shard?
spawned outside the Roche pit.
There we go.
Don't say that yet.
There's the Blop shard.
And Blop gets the shard, yeah, now. So it's even stronger on the ult.
Just watch a DD spawn in 1 minute's time, and Tauntaun goes to get it. One hits enemy team. It's going to happen. Please buy your crit before AC.
Who got the Aegis? Oh, the Marcy this time.
Marcy picked it up. Kind of makes sense, right? She's the one really running in there all the time.
She's the one without
attacking
BKB.
Oh, God below. Uh-oh.
Nice good Sunder.
Right, Viper, it's your time.
Go on, do the damage. Nope.
You disarmed.
Oh, the ult again.
Nope.
Blop.
Blop leaps in.
Oh, man.
Huge damage from that ult.
This Viper's
Now's
still
the
under his
time.
tier
There you
4s.
go. BKB Metamorphosis is able to put some damage.
There we go. Some damage there.
And now what? Unleash is over.
Yeah, he's used.
And now you die. There's another halberd on Marcy too.
Still got the. No, he's still got the phase shift. but he's not doing much. He just without the ult.
So what do we have? No buyback Lich. It's on cooldown. That sucks. So they have Chain Frost, and that's it. And that was not a good Chain Frost at all.
But it's on cooldown because he died back, right?
Who the bat just Chain Frosted into a Lincoln's Marcy who ran away from everyone else.
Oh, GG.
Yeah.
I just think like G2O played this really well at the start, and then it just kind of fell apart as soon as they made one mistake. Like maybe nerves got to him a little bit.
How long till Ravage?
At least they have their own rate pack.
70 seconds.
Oh, here goes the Marcy ult. He just takes no damage though, because of the
Rum and Kraken
shell as well. Yeah, the Kraken shell as well. Yeah, it just takes no damage.
So Unleash and Ravage back in a minute.
Yeah.
So that's a minute where Raging can
you're
do
hoping
just whatever
for is
they
on
want.
his way to it now.
You're kidding. It was a DD?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Caster's Curse is a legit thing,
blessing.
apparently.
It's a blessing.
Here goes Blop.
Good leap forward. He's really chewing down the 2 on the back end there, and the Doom's going to fall now that BKB's done.
He's even got the Lincoln, so he can't be doomed now.
Bravo is barely getting away there on the side, but the Viper will pay for it.
Embrace the meme. Looks like he's going to get Lich as well. Yeah. That looks like it might be GG now, I think.
Yeah, that's
it. Go for the throne push here this one.
Yeah. Well, it was a shaky start for No Jungle, but it looks like they proved everyone that they can do it with this TB off lane Blop.
Yeah, we were doubting it, but definitely ended up working out for him here.
They're just doing that. They've called this the TI of AD, right? AD goes TI. They're just doing the classic lower bracket run. You know, get dropped to the lower bracket, do the long run into grand finals, and win. That's how you win TI.
They didn't want to make it
good
too easy
shows,
for,
you know, all in the same time, right? You know, that's what we want to see. Some good 1v1 lower bracket Dota.
You can't spell no jungle without OG.
No, just 1 second. I'll have to do the math on that.
All right, they're trying to defend this at the very end here, but they don't got that.
Viper finally got shard as well. Just Viper didn't have time to come online. He didn't have enough farm, unfortunately. Liquid is doing it.
Chain Frost does nothing when everyone has a BKB.
Marcy going a bit deep there.
Oh, we've seen this before. They get overconfident, they dive into the jungle, and they throw the game.
It's the pub stomp fountain dive. Back at it again.
At least this time, the creeps are taking the ancient before they do that.
And this was a best of one, right?
Yes, this is a best of one.
So no jungle through to lower bracket round 3, and G2OP out of here.
Knocked out.
Yeah. Very well played by both teams, though. Like I say, I just say like the G2 played it very well early on. It's just the slip ups afterwards, and they like we say, they just kind of fell apart a little bit, unfortunately.
Yeah, when you've got a team fight draft, you've got a team fight, and if you have that downtime period where you're just kind of getting your Viper up and running, trying to get Radiance on the Doom, things get delayed a little bit too much. No jungler showing that their macro play is still super solid.
Definitely. And yeah, like we say, the Viper getting a few pickoffs at the start was all they needed to like kind of snowball, unfortunately.
Yeah, some very good games there. I'm actually expecting Blop to jump in and yell at us here in a second. Tell us how it was. But all at the same time there, great play. You know, we were calling out there that weird sort of position Terrorblade, but ended up working out very, very well in the way that they ran that position 3. And as soon as the stickies fell off, we saw the ult start come into play, and that's exactly what I was worried about, and it played out big for him.
It's like we knew TB was going to be a core, we just didn't know it was that kind of core.
Yeah.
We didn't expect that to be the build.
A weird core?
A weird core. Speaking of a weird core.
Here he is, the weird core himself. So you ready for the winner's interview here, Blop?
Yeah, winner's interview finally. Great. Yeah.
So
yesterday.
I've got a question for you, Blob. So what was the obviously the obvious thing to do with your lineup was to make the TB the position 1, kind of like right click. What went through your mind to make it like the position 3?
I thought we're gonna get the sticky grasp coming. I didn't want to play against it, and then I was like, "Fuck it, I get sticky reflection and hope for freezing field."
Oh, so it was kind of like a last minute thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't want to leave them the sticky, to be honest. And then I was like, "Yeah, let's try this on a TP."
When they 5-man bot lane and you lost your first fight, how many people on your team screamed about BKBs?
I mean, we knew from the beginning that we want BKBs, Lincolns, and then they're pretty much useless.
You had like a Blink queued up. We had like Fastest with Halberd queued up. Tauntaun was going Ags. Did you decide as like, I need BKB now?
I mean, it was obvious for me that they had so many cancels for the freezing field, and freezing field is like majority of the damage. I think at the turning point was actually when I just had my BKB and they were ravaging
your
us.
triangle, yeah.
Yeah, they smoked mid, yeah.
I pressed the BKB and freezing field, and they more or less all died. I think that was actually next to our tier 1 tower even.
Yeah, it was tier 1 mid. They were coming to your triangle.
Yeah. So tell me, Blop, is this the rise of the Blop position 3 that we've all been fearing, or is this just a one-off?
It was just to switch up the lanes. We thought like I might be better against the Viper on the off lane. Because he's slower model with sticky and grasp and reflection, that he should actually die to that. That was the plan.
Well, clearly it worked out for you guys, and Tauntaun did a very good job as well. 6-0, didn't die once.
What really counts is most damage always. That shows.
I wonder who had that.